Call this meeting of the Winnsboro City Council to order on Thursday, November 13th, 2025, coming to session at 5:31 p.m. First order of business, I will welcome everyone to the meeting. I would ask that this time you turn off your cell phones or silence them so as not to interrupt the meeting. The cause does require you to take a call. I would ask you step out in the foyer or outside so as not to interrupt the meeting. Next item, we'll establish a roll call starting to my right.
King here. Hollowell present.
Let the record reflect the quorum of the City Council is present. Notice of this meeting was posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act posting requirements. The next item is our invocation, which will be led by Councilman Hollowell. So if you'd please stand for our invocation and pledge.
Let us pray. Father, we thank you for another day that you've given us and all your blessings that go with it. We thank you for this opportunity to get together as a community to discuss business and deliberate on it for Winnsboro. We ask that you give us the knowledge and wisdom we need to make the best decisions for the whole of Winnsboro. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Join me in the pledges to the American flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. To the Texas flag, honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Okay, moving on to our next item, section 4, item 4.1. We have a presentation this evening from the Harmony FFA Ag Issues team on agricultural tariffs and their effect on economic development. And this was requested by Councilman King.
Yes, so as most of you know, I'm an ag science teacher at Harmony High School, and our students participate in the fall in what we call leadership development events, or LDEs as we like to call them. And one of those contests is agricultural issues, and so this group of students, they have prepared a presentation, and they focus on the pros and cons of an issue, and they present those facts. It is supposed to be fairly unbiased. And so their topic that they've chose to talk about is tariffs and agriculture. And so y'all please listen and encourage them. We go to our district contest tomorrow with hopes to advance to area. Not hopes, we're gonna do it. We're manifesting. We're a tough crowd. You can turn that microphone on.
Oh.
See the bottom? It's on, okay.
Nice.
So whenever you're ready. We do have one filling in for us today because we have a football playoff game, and he is playing football, and then we have some band students that will be marching at the football stadium here in Winnsboro in just a little bit. So.
We love you, JJ.
Yeah.
Okay, Madison, whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Deep breath. There you go.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we gather here to debate one of the most pressing challenges in agricultural policy: tariffs. Tariffs are more than numbers in an economic report. They affect what farmers pay for fertilizer, what ranchers get for beef, what families spend at the grocery store, and what America's role looks like in a global market. In the past decade, tariffs and retaliatory trade measures reduced U.S. farm exports by nearly $27 billion, while prices for common produce, such as tomatoes, have risen nearly 40%. On the flip side, tariffs are seen as tools to protect American farmers from unfair foreign competition and to strengthen national security. So, the question we face is this: are tariffs saving American agriculture or slowly undermining it? Hello. We're your Harmony FFA Agricultural Issue Forum team. My name is Madison Nix, and I will be your moderator. Now, let us meet our team, beginning with our panel who are on the negative side of this argument.
Hello, my name is Everly Rhodes, and I believe tariffs are disrupting America's global trade relationships.
My name is Baylor Bearden, and I believe that tariffs are causing economic turmoil and inflating the costs of agricultural imports.
Thank you. And now, let us meet those who are on the positive side of this argument.
Hello, my name is Justice Barton, and I believe these new tariffs imposed on imported goods are a benefit to American agriculture.
My name is Hugh Davidson, and I support the case for how tariffs strengthen U.S. farmers and national security.
Now that you know our team, let us move into our first question facing the impact of tariffs on agriculture. Supporters claim tariffs shield farmers from unfair foreign subsidies. Opponents say they simply raise cost. Where do we stand? Do tariffs protect American farmers or hurt them the most?
Tariffs exist to protect American agriculture. Nations like China and Brazil subsidize their farmers, making it impossible for our farmers and ranchers to compete fairly. Without tariffs, we risk losing market shares here at home to artificially cheap imports.
But what good is protection if the cost of production is rising? Tariffs on steel and aluminum raise machinery costs. Tariffs on Canadian fertilizers sent potash prices up nearly 50%. Farmers cannot survive if they are protected on one side but left vulnerable on the other.
That's true. But let's not overlook national security. Food security is national security. If tariffs reduce dependence on imports in the future, we're less vulnerable in times of conflict. Protecting our agricultural backbone is protecting America itself.
Really? National security doesn't matter much when farms are closing. Bankruptcy rates rose 24% during the last tariff war, with small farms hit hardest. Tariffs didn't save the farmer, they pushed them out.
Well, that was an intense start. The positive side emphasizes fairness and national security, while the negative side highlights rising cost and farm closures. Protection versus burden. Let's keep moving forward. Exports are the lifeblood of American agriculture, yet tariffs have reshaped trade flows. Are tariffs saving American profits or sinking them? How do tariffs affect farm profitability and exports?
Tariffs safeguard domestic profitability by raising the price of imports. They ensure American-grown goods remain competitive in our markets, even if exports face headwinds.
Headwinds? More like hurricanes. The USDA reports farm exports dropped by $27 billion during tariff disputes, with soybean sales to China plummeting. Farmers can't survive if global customers walk away.
That's why the federal aid programs exist. Billions are reinvested into producers through tariff relief packages. Yes, the path is bumpy, but American farmers have got support to weather out of the storm.
Relief checks are just band-aids on open wounds. By 2025, soybean plantings dropped by more than 3.5 million acres. Brazil gladly took our market share. You can't buy back lost trust with bailouts.
Yet markets are recurring. Tariffs leverage short-term pain for long-term gain in negotiating more fair trade deals.
Long-term gain? Farmers don't live on theories of long-term gain. They live season to season. Lost acres, lost exports, and lost customers. Those are today's realities.
We clearly have a divide between strategic protection and immediate profitability. One side argues tariffs safeguard the domestic market, yet the other insists export losses outweigh any short-term protection. Let us move on. Farm policy doesn't end in the field. It ends at the checkout counter. Do tariffs make food more secure or simply more expensive? How do tariffs impact consumers at the grocery store?
Consumers are paying more every week. Tomatoes are up nearly 40%, fresh produce 3 to 7%, and avocados are up by the dollar. Families notice, and tariffs are part of that inflationary pressure.
While prices rise, tariffs encourage Americans to buy local. When imports cost more, domestic growers gain. That strengthens local economies and provides fresher and safer products.
That sounds good on paper, but consumers aren't encouraged when they have no choice to begin with. If tariffs raise prices on products we can't grow here, like bananas or mangoes, all they'll do is squeeze family budgets.
But it's worth considering long-term benefits. Tariffs stimulate investments in areas like greenhouses and hydroponic systems that might reduce dependence on imports in the future while also generating new job opportunities.
And in the meantime, single parents and retirees face grocery bills climbing faster than their income. Tariffs are regressive, and they hurt working families the most.
On this question, positive stress supporting local growers and innovation, while the negative side emphasizes immediate consumer cost. A tension between tomorrow's possibilities and today's realities. Tariffs aren't just numbers. They reshape rural communities. Do they build resilience or accelerate inequality? Do tariffs strengthen or weaken rural America?
The evidence is clear. Tariffs push smaller farms to the brink of foreclosure. Between 2017 and 2022, small farms declined 14%. Aid packages overwhelmingly favored the largest producers. Rural America shrinks, and the conglomerates continue to grow.
Yet without tariffs, consolidation might have happened even faster. At least they provided a lifeline for many, keeping them protected from global dumping.
Is it really protection or is it dependence? Tariffs created a cycle of bailouts. Farmers aren't asking for charity, they're asking for market. What tariffs gave was paperwork, not prosperity.
Paperwork, that is the least of these farmers' problems. They would rather do a little paperwork than lose their farms. And let's not forget, tariffs are leverage for renegotiating trade deals that could benefit farmers down the line. If we do not stand strong, other nations could dictate terms of trade, and that would cause rural America to lose anyway.
Rural America is losing right now. Farmers don't live down the line, they live in the here and now, and the tariffs are bankrupting them.
A clash of perspectives are tariffs, a lifeline or shackles. Do they buy time for rural America or sell out its future? Let's look at the bigger global picture. The world stage. Are tariffs tools of fair negotiation or sparks for economic warfare? How do tariffs...
The U.S. has no leverage to demand fairness. History shows trade partners often only respond when real consequences exist.
Okay, but retaliation is just as real. China, Mexico, and Canada all impose counter tariffs on U.S. agriculture, hurting our exports and weakening global trust.
Negotiation is messy, but sometimes necessary. Tariffs may trigger conflict short term, but they can also force new, more fair agreements in the long term.
Or they risk history repeating itself. Are you familiar with the tariffs of 1828, known as the Tariff of Abominations, or the Hawley-Smoot Act in 1930? Both worsened economic instability. Tariffs instigate regression, not progress.
Here we see tariff framed as weapons of negotiation versus weapons of destruction. Can they achieve fairness, or do they only escalate disputes? As we close, let's reflect.
Looking at protection, we heard that tariffs shield against unfair imports, but raise input costs.
On profitability, tariffs aim to preserve domestic markets, but slash export revenues.
For consumers, tariffs promise stronger local food systems but raise grocery bills.
In rural America, tariffs buy time for some farms, but push others towards consolidation.
Global trade tariffs serve as a leverage, but risk spirals of retaliation.
The truth is, we do not know the overall long-term impact of tariffs on agriculture. What we do know is that less than 3% of Americans are farmers and ranchers, feed not only this nation, but much of the world. Whatever policy path, we must ensure that it strengthens and does not weaken the backbone of America, our ag producers. Thank you.
I have a question. Okay, y'all did great. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I would assume that you all have personal opinions that are not necessarily reflected by your positions in this debate. Am I correct? Although, you sold it. But in selling it, you also said something that was problematic. And you were quoting stats on tariffs up to 2022. Tariffs started when?
About a couple of months ago.
Well,
However, it is his fault because he wrote the script.
I will bet money on that.
Hang on a second.
Okay.
Councilman King, how's that bus look underneath there? That's just-
I deserve that one. They've presented this 8 times today. So.
Okay, here's the deal. They'll talk about tariffs up through 2022. They started in 2025. So, quoting your stuff, quoting 2017 to 2022, you're quoting pre-tariff times. Anyway, so I thought y'all did great. You really sold it. I think you're against it. Okay, so I assume, are y'all all farming families? I mean,
No. Well, tariffs affect everybody,
Well,
but
yeah.
yes.
Tariffs are a highly complicated thing, as are all negotiations, okay? So it's, but you, I mean, you did it. I thought y'all rang the bell, except for the 2020. I appreciate it. This is the most fun I've had in city council.
All right.
You did a very nice job.
Thank you.
Y'all can go ahead and sit while we
Hey, thanks. Hey,
You're welcome. Anytime.
Okay, I'll hold you to that.
I'm serious.
moving on to item 5, public comments. The public may address the city council on any subject. However, the Texas Open Meetings Act prohibits the city council from discussing issues which the public has not been given 72 hours posted notice. The act does not entitle the public to choose items to be discussed or to speak about items on the agenda. Those wishing to address items not on the agenda may do so. However, council shall refrain from all comments and may, at their discretion, refer the item for research, resolution, or to a future agenda item. Speakers must sign in before the meeting is called to order and should be given 3 minutes maximum to speak on all matters of concern. Seeing no one signed in for our public comment section, we'll move on to item 6, consent items. Council, in your package, you'll find item 6.1, your minutes, your financials, and your staff reports. Are there any staff members that would like to add anything to their staff reports as presented? Okay. Hearing none, council, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve consent items 6.1.
Have a motion, do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion from the council? Hearing.
Second.
Do what?
Second.
I got a second and a third. Okay, have a motion and a second. No further discussion heard. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion passes. Section 7, item 7.1, action to approve recommendations from the Farmers Market Board. Please state your name and address for the record.
Yes, I am Andy Miller, and I'm the market manager with the Winnsboro Farmers Market. And I absolutely loved your presentation, guys. So I am full support of local farmers, so y'all did awesome. We appreciate that. So we are here to reappoint our current Farmers Market Board members and then appoint our newest board member, Leah Leach. So I don't know what order y'all want to do that in, or if you want to do it all at once.
All at once.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Council, do you have any questions for Ms. Leach or otherwise?
I would like to know, how did we end up placing in the farmer's market vote? I missed that.
So we became second. Incredible. It is so
Absolutely.
exciting. So
Well,
yes.
I had been saying that to people, and then I thought, I should probably fact check that.
Yes, we were number 2. So number 1 was McKinney, and we were number 2. And we've been number 3 for the past 3 years. So it was super exciting to kind of move up that bar. And so I actually just spoke to one of our vendors, is also a vendor at the McKinney Farmers Market. And he said that they were really stressing at first. They were like, who is this Winnsboro Farmers Market? So we gave them a little shiver in their boots for a little bit there.
Well, then I think reappointing everybody is great, because they're doing awesome.
Okay, council, any other questions? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve the reappointment of Troy Howard, Chris Miller, Andy Miller, Jeremy Bell, and Ruth Townsend, and new appointment of Leah Leach to Farmers Market Board.
Have a motion, do I hear a second? Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion from the council? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion passes. Item 7.2, action on ordinance number 1092-2025, approving a budget amendment. Council, this is to just do some end-of-year adjustments for our fiscal year 2025, I believe. Is that correct?
No, this is a new, for the new budget, we failed to get the remodel for the library into the budget for this year. It is all from the Cousins Fund Trust. We've been working on it for a while, but we just failed to get it into the budget, so that's the only thing changed on this. We still, at a later time, will have a budget amendment for the last fiscal year, but that's for the current year, as we're currently working on that remodel as we
so this is just rebudgeting those lines from, zero to, from the cousin trust revenues and capital improvement expenses of $585,056.10.
Yes, we had nothing, we failed to budget it separately and we needed to do that. So.
Okay. Council, any questions? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve ordinance number 1092-2025, amending the budget for the 2025-2026 fiscal year.
Have a motion, do I hear a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second, any further discussion from the council? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carries. Item 7.3, action to approve a contract for management services with Taylor & Associates for the Texas CDBG Main Street Downtown Revitalization Program. Is this Carolyn or is this you, Ms. Lyons?
This is the contract for the grant administration, not to exceed $55,000 to administer the ERP grant.
Okay. Council, any questions? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve the contract for management services with Trailer and Associates for the Texas CDBG Main Street Downtown Revitalization Program.
Have a motion, do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second, any further discussion from the council? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carries.
I would like to say I'm going to have to leave because I have to get them to their playoff football game. So I apologize. But thank you all very much for letting us present.
Okay, moving on. Item 7.4, action on SWEPCO request. Ms. Lyons, you have a summary for this?
I do not.
Okay.
So, I'll tell you a little bit about so we got a notice from SWEPCO about, either allowing us to allow a third party to assign their fees, or, they're asking us to approve that. We don't feel comfortable at this point that we know enough about it. It sounds like something we probably don't want to do, or they've allowed us to postpone it for 90 days so that we can find out more about it and feel more comfortable with really determining a yes or no. And so we're suggesting that either we take that 90 days so that we can, give a better recommendation. There's nothing saying we can't do that, and otherwise, we would not be prepared to recommend approving it.
Okay, so this ordinance is to petition for that extension, that 90 days, to keep,
Two potential ordinances that are attached.
okay?
One to cede jurisdiction to the Public Utility Commission. One to deny SWEPCO's request entirely. You could choose. You could also choose to grant their request in whole or in part, or you could say, hey, give us 90 days, let's postpone this.
Okay.
Which I think is what Tony.
Yeah, and I think if we do that, we don't approve one of the ordinances, we just do the postponement of 90 days, and then it will come back, so the ordinances then will no longer be in play. The rates,
Is this
for,
for the
to
city
set
utility
yes,
Yes.
for electric.
or the city itself or
No,
the entire
no.
jurisdiction of the,
For jurisdiction of rates in general,
of the municipality?
yes. And because it's kind of broad, we just felt like, they just said, hey, approve this, and
This looks like
didn't
something
feel
that
like
we
we
need
had
to think
enough
about.
information, it didn't seem like something that we should just put a stamp on. And so we did not really have enough time to find out more, and so that's what we're suggesting.
Mr. Borman thinks, or would like to make a motion to get 90 friggin' days, figure out what this is all about.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion from the
Did I use
council?
proper language?
Any further discussion from the council? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion is passed to suspend the requested changes for an additional 90 days. Item 7.5, recommendation to appoint city class EDC board member to place one with a term expiring of 10/20/27.
There were 3 council members that applied for this, and after meeting with the scoring committee, Councilmember Thatcher received the most scores, so that would be the recommendation of the scoring
Council, any other questions? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I move to appoint C.J. Thatcher for the EDC board member, city class EDC board member, place 1.
I have a motion. Do I hear a second? Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion from the council? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carries. Congratulations. Run. Item 7.6, nominations to the Franklin County Appraisal District Board of Directors. Council, we have a total of, the city of Winnsboro has a total of 51 votes that we can cast for the election of board members for the Franklin County Appraisal District. Or we can just choose not to cast any votes. You should have the ballot in your agenda packet.
Which we, last time we did nominate all, we just let it, we didn't take action.
That was a weekend. Okay. Council, do you have any preference on action? I'll entertain a motion. Second call for a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we vote to not cast any votes.
Okay. I have a motion that we cast no votes. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion from the council? Hearing none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion passes to make no nominations. Item 8, general discussion by council or staff. Is there any council member or staff member that would like to make any general comment? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to item 9. The next regular city council meeting will be held December 8th, 2025 at 5:30 p.m. All requests to be placed on the agenda must be completed and turned into City Hall no later than noon, 10 business days before the scheduled meeting. This meeting of the Winnsboro City Council is adjourned at 5:58.